Hello and welcome to Florida Foodie. I'm Candace Campos.
And I'm Lisa Bell. Today we have 3 UCF alumni who own a chain of fast casual Vietnamese restaurants. Their first location opened in 2016 and now they just opened a 3rd location in 2022.
And we are so happy today to be joined by Chen, Nguyen and Mike Cho from the owners of Viet-Nomz. Welcome.
Thank you for having us here, guys.
This is amazing. You brought a huge spread with you. We appreciate that because we're looking forward to tasting some of this a little bit later.
She brought her cup of water already.
See that? Yeah, that's great. She's ready.
Yeah. So you were saying that UCF alum. So how did you guys all meet? How did your paths all start crossing?
So we were in the same fraternity, and after graduating, we hung out a lot. We went to eat at different places, and our brotherhood went further than UCF. So yeah.
So how did the whole idea, let's start a restaurant, come about? Had you worked in a restaurant before? Are you all like chefs? How did this come about?
Our family, we all came from restaurants. Mike's dad still owns a restaurant there. Chris's family owned Imperial Dynasty, and we do Vietnamese. Chris and I just started talking. We wanted to do a restaurant, he wanted to do coffee, and it just kind of progressed from there. And when we added Mike, that's when the fast casual concept started, and we kind of grew it into what Viet-Nomz is now. But originally we were going to do just, a regular sit-down coffee shop, and fast casual Vietnamese wasn't really a thing back in 2016. They were kind of just mom and pop shops, and Mike kind of brought that extra flavor to Viet-Nomz.
And so when you were at UCF, were you studying like business management? What did you all major in?
I was finance.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, very different.
Are you all finance?
I'm not. I did medical stuff.
Medical.
Oh, okay.
Did bio.
I did communication, so.
And you're not using any of your degrees now?
No.
Maybe a little bit of finance.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. We went to college to network, and so I felt like above education, or not above, but other than education, networking is really important in college, and I feel like us three, we really benefited from that.
So you all just had this idea and this dream and decided to go for it back in 2016. Yep. How scary was that?
Oh, it was pretty scary. Phil and I, we left our jobs kind of without any concrete future, and time was kind of ticking, so we were just trying to look for any place that was empty, and a lot of places wouldn't really take us seriously because we were like 24, 26-year-olds. We couldn't even get a loan from the bank, but we were lucky enough to find a location that was kind of just overlooked, and so we decided to take a chance on it, and Mike believed in us as well, so we just hopped right in.
Isn't it interesting, all these obstacles that you don't even expect, like getting someone to lease you a place? They're almost interviewing you, and you have to prove that you will be successful in their spot. We've heard that before, which I never knew was an issue.
You don't think of that. You think of the menu, you think of the seating, you think of that.
So people who've never tried Vietnamese food before, tell us what they will find at one of your restaurants and what they can expect on the menu.
I think one of the great things about Viet-Nomz is that someone who's never had Vietnamese cuisine, we're a great restaurant to start with. We pretty much highlight all the popular Vietnamese fares. So you're going to find pho, which is arguably one of the most popular Vietnamese dishes, which is a noodle soup. And we offer 3 different broths, so it just allows people to have a variety of choices. And we also offer awesome street fare items, which includes, banh mi. We have baos, which are not a very common Vietnamese option, but it's something that...
Is this the bao?
Yeah, that's the bao.
It looks like a little taco.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like
a fluffy taco.
It is.
A little taco.
We describe it kind of like a fluffy Asian slider bun.
Okay.
So it's really good.
What is that made out of?
It's just bread and,
Okay.
Yeah, we pickle all of our stuff in-house. It's like rice vinegar, sugar. Our meats, we use a fish sauce base and lemongrass, shallots, garlic, pepper. It's a pretty traditional marinade, but we didn't use soy in it, so we kind of kept the tradition with the fish sauce. Nice. And the cilantro in our house-made spicy nam sauce is one of our most popular sauces, which are not traditional to Vietnamese food at all, our nam nam and our spicy nam. But it seemed to just work. Like, our menu is very customizable, so we wanted to add some sauces besides just the regular fish sauce and soy sauce to kind of give you like different options if you didn't like your fish sauce or something more traditional.
Kind of what's the pricing? Because it is kind of, you kind of go in there, you can sit down for a little bit. It's not this fancy restaurant where they're jacking up prices and everything. So for someone who's driving by, want a little bit of a lunch, maybe some dinner, what's kind of the pricing of this?
So Yeah, a lot of our menu pricing is pretty competitive. It's a lot. I would say it's cheaper than most of your other places because we want to be a place where people aren't afraid to come in and get scared off by high menu prices.
Right.
A lot of our bowls are around $12 now,
Okay.
so it's it's a great segue into trying like our rice bowl, pho noodle bowls, and really just we also have smaller bite options as well.
I mean, these bowls are huge.
Yeah,
they're
our
big
portions
bowls.
our portions are really big.
Yeah.
More often than not, you're gonna walk out with a takeout bowl. So.
So what's the Viet-Nomz pun? Because that's what caught my attention when I drove by one of your locations. So where did the name come to be? Because I'm a fan.
Well, that's kind of where the restaurant kind of started. My wife and I. I wasn't really thinking like, oh, let's start a restaurant. We were just driving, and I knew we wanted to do like some type of business. And back a couple of years ago, like the Nom Nom thing was like really popular. Like all these like little cute bears and stuff. And then we're like, and then I think Viet-Nomz just came like, oh, that'd be a great restaurant name. And it's just kind of like started eating at me, and then that's when I reached out to these guys, and then the whole idea just started like spiraling, and then next thing we know, we had like a whole concept drawn out, and it was just kind of, I want to say fate, but it really was just like a spur of the moment thing that really turned into something pretty special.
That's a big.
Isn't that amazing how that happens? I mean, because we hear from so many restaurant owners, and it's so hard to make it in the restaurant industry, and any one little thing can really throw you off course. But you started out in 2016, and I think you opened your second one just 2 years later, right? 2018?
Yep.
Is that right?
It was 2018, yeah.
And then you were hoping to open a third location at the start of 2020. You were signing the dotted line in March of 2020, and then the pandemic hit.
Yeah, so that was pretty interesting timing. We actually did sign the lease at another place beginning of 2020, and as you guys know, COVID, it hit right away, and everywhere kind of started slowing down. And the landlords were very fortunate enough to let us take out our lease. But a year later, we found another spot, and we opened up in October 2021.
So where are all three of your locations now, and how are they different?
Oh yeah, I can go over that. Our first location is Winter Park.
Yes.
That's our OG spot. That's our first spot. And our second location is Waterford, which was 2018. And our third, our most recent location, is in Lake Mary.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll...
Is it the same menu at all three locations, or are they a little different?
Like Phil said, our first location is only 1,000 square feet.
Yeah.
So we're really limited. So our ideas that we actually made it work at Waterford, which is like 50% bigger. So we came up with additional menu items, including wings, fish bites, and also our popular waffle fries. Using waffle fries, and we use a pun name as well. And those are really popular because we dress it with protein and our slaw and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually a meal. It's a French fry meal,
Yeah,
right?
it's big.
You
Yeah,
got
it's
protein,
big
so that
portion.
counts.
It's a really big portion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said that all your families have some type of restaurant business. What do they think? What they've seen you guys create this.
Yes.
I mean, what's kind of the feel?
And what were they telling you before you decided to open a restaurant? Because I'm sure they were full of advice.
Yes.
Well,
Unsolicited advice,
Right,
probably
yeah.
too, right?
Yeah.
I kind of did without telling my parents at first. We just kind of signed the lease. And then I had to like kind of get my uncles and stuff to convince my parents. They were pretty upset at the beginning, But thankfully, like from the beginning, our first day opening, we had like a huge support from the Full Sail community and that whole university area. We had like a line out the door the first day. So
nice,
it quickly kind of set them at ease,
Yeah.
and I was able to just
Because
kinda
again,
work
they
it.
had experience in the restaurant industry, and they were like, "Don't do this."
Yeah, they watched all my families. They're working. Our parents' generation, they're working like 90 hours a week every day. No holidays off, and it's not many parents that kind of want that life. But we wanted to bring kind of a different view at restaurants. Kind of create shorter work. With our employees. Create shorter work weeks and kind of give time to be able to spend with families and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things we wanted to create from the beginning.
Which I imagine helps retain a lot of employees when so many people are struggling to find and keep employees. The fact that you can recognize what they're going through and trying to be more accommodating to them, I have to imagine helps a lot.
From sneaking into business to changing worker expectations, Viet-Nomz isn't done yet. Coming up, you're going to want to grab your napkins because we're taking a bite out of their hard work.
This is not a light spring roll. This is like,
Oh yeah, it's dense.
this is a manly spring roll.
We'll tell you what has us doing this.
Strong. Yeah.
It hit her.
Yeah. She's gonna be jumping on the tables.
Wow, that is
The condensed milk.
And what makes their business approach so unique. Stay with us. Welcome back to Florida Foodie. We have been talking with the men behind Viet-Nomz about how they got their start in fast casual dining, their journey to opening 3 separate restaurants, and now their fresh take on coffee. Let's get back to it.
So you also brought some drinks with us today. What sort of beverages do you guys offer, and what are these?
Yeah, you don't think of Vietnam with coffee, but that's kind of where it originated.
Yes.
You guys were thinking
you wanted
coffee,
the coffee shop, right?
Chris
no,
wanted to
you
do
wanted
coffee
the coffee
shop,
shop.
yeah.
Okay, so what makes this coffee different from all the rest?
Man, Vietnamese coffee, and I genuinely say this, it's my favorite kind of coffee. It's very strong, but it's also sweet. It's like how Mike likes to describe it, sweet and bold. So, Vietnamese coffee is also a big staple in Vietnam. It's called Café Sudan. So it's condensed milk with espresso
That's
drip.
it. Sold me.
Yeah.
Which one is mine?
Yeah, and it's great. It's got a strong flavor, but it's also sweet. So
Okay.
it's a great balance.
Our coworkers here give me a hard time when I have caffeine in the afternoon because I
She gets wild.
get a little wild. Yeah. But I want to try it. Can we try this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Take
Is there
some.
do you just drink it like, am I
Yeah.
supposed to stir?
Yeah,
What's the method? What's the secret?
So
Yeah,
you want to maybe shake it
Yeah.
a little, just
Okay.
give it a
I'll
small
give it a little
stir.
shake.
Yeah, just give it a small stir.
Okay.
So what's your favorite, like if you're gonna go in and you're craving something, what is your go-to meal? Like what's your go-to option here?
Oh man.
And what would you recommend to a novice who's walking in for the first time, never really had Vietnamese food? Where do you guide them?
I would definitely say our chicken rice bowl. That is kind of like our classic.
Oh, that's thick.
Yeah, it's
that's
it's
good.
like
This?
creamy and it's like strong. Yeah,
It hit her.
yeah. She's gonna
Have
be
you
jumping on the tables.
Wow, that is
It's the
delicious.
condensed
Yeah.
milk.
Yeah. Yep.
If I could eat that out of a can, I would.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, that is delicious.
Yeah, and it's been sitting for a while, but when you get it fresh
This
delivered,
would
it'll-
cause a
It's
lot
so-
of. I can already feel it.
Look at her.
She's ready to jump on the table. I see that.
Yeah, watch out. Tune
Okay.
in later.
So back to the chicken and rice
Right.
bowl.
Right.
Yeah, so what's your favorite?
So whenever someone says, "Hey, it's my first time here. What do you recommend?" I always recommend the chicken rice bowl. All our sauces go well with it, but the chicken rice bowl is just a hearty meal. It's super big, and it
Right.
just.
Is that the
Who
one with
doesn't
the egg on
love
top?
chicken and rice, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are open for both lunch and dinner. Do you offer other things like Vietnamese beer, wine, cocktails? What else is on the menu? Or is it just this? Which is
Yeah,
great.
for drinks, it's coffees, and we've got sodas, we've got teas as well.
Okay.
So yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
And we do some matcha drinks that have been really popular. We have a matcha lemonade and a matcha coffee, which is slowly climbing up the charts between the 3 coffees.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And Mike, what's your favorite?
So every time I go in for quality control,
Important, you need that.
I always get the waffle fries.
Okay.
Okay.
I get a bowl of pho, and then I definitely get a coffee.
Oh, so it has to
Yeah.
be the 3.
So I get something that's crispy, fried. I get a hearty, noodle soup bowl, and then
Yeah.
I'll definitely test the coffee out.
And with a sweet.
Yeah.
That's smart.
It's a perfect
That's
set for me.
That's a smart plan. Where can people find you? Where's all that?
Okay, go ahead.
Or before that, you have a question.
I do. No, I'm like, can we try this?
Yeah.
I want
Yes.
to try it.
Oh,
Go
absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Let's dive
I don't
in.
know what our timing is, but sure. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
What should
so-
we start with? You tell me.
So,
brought one for
so
both
these
of us,
are
so we-
our
Yeah.
we don't
these
even
are
have
the
to share.
sides, our appetizers. These are our spring rolls.
Okay.
Inside is a ground pork and some veggies that we all make in house. So we make these in house. We roll them fresh, and we
Look at
fry
you
them.
getting a
Well, you might
napkin.
need more than one napkin.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Here you go.
What's this one? I'm dying to know this
So
one.
these are the bows.
Okay, that's right, the bows,
and
right.
which protein is it?
Chicken.
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 Yeah. So
All right,
we've
I'm gonna
got.
try
chicken.
You're
this
going to
one.
start
Yeah,
that one first?
definitely.
Okay, I feel like we should, I'll try that as well then. We'll stay on the same schedule.
Oh, were
here.
you wanting the?
Oh, so
I
it's
think we
kinda
need to
good.
just go
These
down
are
the
good.
line.
These are good. Okay.
Yeah.
I normally don't like to eat on TV,
No,
but
it's okay.
Oh my
No
gosh.
one's looking.
Yeah.
I'm not shy.
oh, this is fun.
How is it? It's good, right?
It's airy.
Yep.
Yep.
It's like
Fluffy.
fluffy kind of.
Like a pillow.
And if you, I don't know if you can
Hello.
taste it through the sauce, but the bread is also like a little sweet. It's not like too sweet, but it's like a hint of sweet, and it gives like a good flavor profile to it.
You got pickled stuff in here too,
Yum.
which I love.
Yep.
Is that kind of the base? Like, if someone's trying to understand what Vietnamese food is, what would you say is like to have Vietnamese food? You need to have what?
Fish sauce.
Fish
it's,
sauce.
It's huge.
That's great.
Sugar, shallots, and lemongrass.
The
Those
lemongrass.
are kind of like the base of a lot of Vietnamese food. Some of our soups, we use a lot of lemongrass in it too. And with Vietnamese food, I think there's what's kind of key is like a lot of balance between flavors. You get the salty sweet, and you kind of taste like every component of flavors.
So fresh,
This is
too.
so fresh, right?
And I feel like if people like a pulled pork sandwich, This is a good option for them because that's what it kind of reminds me of.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like
Soft bun, a little bit of
wrapped in a
slaw.
biscuit.
Yeah. And all the pork, all the meats, we marinate it in-house with lemongrass, shallot, and other ingredients.
Yum.
So yeah, it's the meat has a lot to in it.
Yeah, what takes the longest?
Our pho takes the
pho,
longest.
okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready to continue?
Let's go to the next one.
He wants to go to the next.
Okay,
I want to try this.
Let's do the spring rolls.
Yeah, the
Okay.
spring rolls. Spring rolls are really good.
Okay, I'll never say no to spring roll.
I know, right?
Yep.
All right, we're just going to make our way
Which
down.
I like
and,
what-
you want to dip it in that fish sauce.
Oh, no, I know.
So,
Oh, I'm going for that fish
yeah,
sauce.
key component.
Deal. So you guys just keep talking.
Yeah, sure. So, have you guys had Vietnamese food before?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I think when I first moved to Orlando.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of Vietnamese restaurants in Orlando.
This is not like a. This is not a light spring roll. This is like.
Oh yeah, it's dense.
This is a manly spring roll.
High in protein.
Yeah, high protein.
Yeah, when Chris and I were starting the recipes, we wanted something that we wanted to eat. We didn't really like a lot of veggies in our some of those egg rolls, and they have spring rolls have a lot of veggie in it. So we went more heavy, and it's kind of sometimes it's a wow. Like my mom's like, whoa, it's a lot of meat.
too
in
much?
it. It's
Yeah,
too much.
right.
Yeah, a lot of Asians don't like
But
a lot
it's
of meat.
filling,
in
and
it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person, when I get a spring roll, I kind of want to feel like I'm getting like a hearty meal, you
Yeah.
know?
You could have that for lunch with some waffle fries.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, you
But
could.
the waffle fries is an entree in itself. It could be.
It could go either way. It just depends. A lot of people, they order it to share amongst 2 or 3 people, so it's like a great bite.
Are you ready to continue?
Go for it.
I am.
Let's do this.
Which one do you want to go next?
This.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Summer roll. So
This is summer.
Yeah, these are wrapped with rice noodles, and you can dip it in our peanut sauce that we make in house as well.
I love peanut sauce.
Yeah,
I thought you
peanut
were gonna
sauce.
say
And I
that you're
can
like
see,
allergic to peanut
I
sauce
see
or
that there's some
something.
shrimp in here and lots of veggies.
So this is our lighter option.
Yes,
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a salad.
Yes.
Different.
Yep.
A little more
What's
fresh.
in here? Yes.
Pork. It's pork.
There's
Shrimp and
pork.
pork.
Shrimp
Yep.
and pork. This is good too.
Yeah, it's definitely like a lighter option, and that's actually probably our most popular side that people order.
So these are sides.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes, these are all sides.
Yeah.
So your portions are hearty.
Yeah, they're big.
I'm not going to eat
I
dinner
can't
tonight.
decide which one's my favorite.
I'm going to say the
The bows.
the bows.
The bow?
Yeah, the
I think
bows
I'm going,
are-
this is my top choice
Go
I think
for it
right now.
Right there. That one.
Yeah.
I have a feeling.
I'm
I
spilling
have a feeling.
everywhere.
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
I think our bows
So
are
good,
in Lake Mary. Our bows are probably the most popular item.
Oh yeah, bows are definitely the most popular item.
I
in
can
At
see-
Lake
Lake
Mary?
Yeah,
In
in
Lake
Lake
Mary.
Mary.
Okay.
If
What
you
do
go
you
to Lake
think?
Mary, it might just be the
kids?
the
Or- I don't
demographic.
know.
I think it's a big family town, and I think a lot because I'm from Lake Mary, and there's a lot of sandwich shops, a lot of burger shops. So I think it resonates a lot with the people there.
Well, as a mom, I was thinking, I was like, my kids would love this.
Oh, yeah.
Something different that it's not like
Yeah.
My kids
tacos
will
again.
go to town on this. I have 2 boys.
They will
yeah.
eat. Yeah, they will
Yeah.
eat through it. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So tell us where we can find you, all that fun stuff.
So
Yeah.
online,
we
you can
eat.
follow us at Viet-Nomz FL. That's our Instagram, so you can see all our food items. You can see all our shared posts.
This is not going to be pretty.
Or we're also on Facebook. And our 3 locations is Winter Park, right on University. In Waterford, we're right on the corner on Colonial and Alafaya. And in Lake Mary, we're right off Lake Mary Boulevard.
Are you guys going to be opening up another location soon?
We're looking.
Looking?
Yeah, we're always
Okay.
actively looking. So whenever
need
there's
more
a spot, come into a major market near you.
There you go. So send them a message.
Thank
and
you.
Maybe,
Oh, yeah.
maybe they'll know the hot spots.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And real quick, we have a little bit more time, but because I
we
do want to
do?
try that.
Ooh, bun me, yeah.
This is
What is
good.
this?
This is. Go ahead.
It's like a Vietnamese sub. It's called a banh mi. Traditionally they do it with cold cuts, but we wanted to do it with grilled meats and proteins. You can do it with our crispy tofu, our fish bites, chicken, pork, and it's topped with pickled veggies, cilantro, cucumber, and our house-made aioli sauce.
Okay, before we go, we got to try the banh mi.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you guys
Oh,
for
this is
inviting us.
amazing. Yes.
This was fun. Good luck with everything. Congratulations on all your locations. And of course, if you wanted to find them, they gave you the whole breakdown. We, of course, have everything on clickorlando.com.
Dig in.
All right. Bon appetit, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you
Bye.
guys. Thanks for having us.
And thank you for watching Florida Foodie. You can catch us Wednesdays on News 6 at 5:30 or watch anytime on News 6 Plus.